everyone. Welcome to Fusion Movement Yoga Studio in Cambridge. It's where I started my yoga path and took some of my yoga teacher training. It's been around for just a little over 10 years. Unfortunately, they are closing their doors, but we'll still continue to offer online classes. So if you want to check out their website and see what they have to offer, if you're interested. Today I'd like to talk about science. Well, we did some stretching, different perspectives. Let's start by focusing on the breath, consciously becoming aware of the breath. Inhaling slowly, letting the stomach stick out, relaxing the sit bones, putting yourself on a block to help straighten the spine, holding the breath when you get to the top, to allow the lungs to continue to pressurize and expand before slowly exhaling as if you're fogging up a mirror, slowing down the breath, exhaling longer, then inhaling, reverses flight or flight. And once you're done exhaling, allow yourself to sit and relax before you slowly start to inhale again. Part of yoga philosophy is there's a consciousness which owns a body and a mind. The body can subconsciously breathe because the body is a subconsciousness just like the mind does. So if we're breathing, inhaling nice and slowly, relaxing the jaw, paying attention to the nostrils, feeling that air coming in, feeling the lungs fill up. If we are consciously aware of the body, the mind is not involved. And if we can make that separation of mind and consciousness, just focusing on the body, inhaling slowly, exhaling slowly, then we can make, like I said, that separation where we can gain control of the mind. So inhaling slowly, exhaling, relaxing the throat, relaxing the jaw, consciously as much as you can, paying attention to the breath, inhaling and exhaling slowly, letting the stomach stick out. And when you're finished exhaling, bring the navel into the spine, removing all that air. When we consciously breathe, we use more lung capacity than subconsciously. Let's start by clasping our hands, reversing our palms up, bringing them overhead, and rotating the shoulders, moving back and forth, sticking forward, doing a little cat and cow maneuvers, rotating the shoulders as we have the hands, palms exposed out. Reversing direction, bringing the heads up, bringing the head back into a position, allowing the shoulders to sink, reaching out to a T, opening up the palms, opening up the shoulders, keeping the shoulders open and clasping them behind us and reaching down behind, moving side to side, opening up the clavicles, maybe lifting the hands up a little higher, feeling that deep stretch in the shoulders. Then again, bringing the hands forward and clasping them, sticking the palms out, bringing them overhead, leaning side to side, releasing one hand at a time, pulling on the elbow to gently guide the hand down the spine. As we exhale, sinking lower, relaxing the shoulder. Inhaling and exhaling slowly, releasing the tricep on the bent arm. Switching sides, inhaling, exhaling to reach the hand behind the spine. Wherever you are, it doesn't matter if you can't reach the spine, as long as you're getting a stretch on the side. And if you want, you can lean to one side to help make that stretch a little deeper, back and forth. If you feel like having a little of motion, take that. You don't have to sit still. And again, bringing our hands to heart center, taking a breath, inhale, and exhale to side out. Relaxing the shoulders down. Removing the block. Coming to a tabletop position. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We start to cat and cow, letting the stomach stick down, looking up to the ceiling, wiggling side to side with the hips, making the motions larger, maybe going from one ankle to the other, maybe making a U shape, swinging back and forth, or a W, or whatever. Listening to your body to see whatever stretch it needs. Breathing slowly still, switching to a cat, squeezing all that air out, exhaling, bringing the navel into the spine. Then the same thing, going from one foot to the other foot. You might find this is stretching the low back a little more, higher up than doing the cat, than doing the cow maneuvers. And on your own time, going back and forth, whatever speed you would like. Loosening up those hips. So I'd like to share this perspective of Dr. Bruce Lipton, who's a 40-year study of cells and biology, and his thoughts on cells. But before that, let's do a little bit of stretching. So let's tuck our back toes, come up to a downward dog, stretching out the calves, pedaling out the feet one at a time, going easy, allowing the chest to sink down, opening up the chest, bringing the head between the biceps, exhaling slowly, stretching out one leg at a time if you want, or doing both at the same time, trying to get the hips up to where the wall and the ceiling meet, paddling up the feet, then coming down to tabletop again. This time, bringing the right leg up to the nose and stretching it out behind us. Reaching with the heel or the toes, wiggling the foot around, circling it if you want. Then bringing the knee, right knee to the right elbow. Back again, stretching and wiggling that toe out. This time, if you can, bring the right knee to the left elbow. Bringing us back to neutral and stretch that out, do little moves. This time, bringing the left knee to the nose, relaxing the belly, sticking the foot up behind, whether you're leading with the heel or the toes, circling the ankle, moving whichever direction, repeating this on the left side by bringing the left knee to the left elbow. Exhaling slowly. On an inhale, bringing the foot back out. And on exhale, switching over, left knee, right elbow. Coming back to neutral, swinging that out, stretching that out. Exhaling slowly, tucking the toes, coming back to a downward dog again, paddling out the feet, and either coming to a table or staying up at downward dog, whichever you prefer. I like to come down to the table, stepping up with the forward between the hands with the right foot. We'll do a little lunge here. So you can use your blocks. You can have your hands up on your knee. The point is to sink straight down, stretching the front of the pelvis. Exhaling, sinking deeper. So we're going to sit here for a few minutes, coming to an edge where you feel tension and stopping there, breathing and relaxing until that edge goes away, and then sinking deeper. There's 50 trillion cells in our body, and the cells have the same systems we do: a digestive, a nervous system, an endocrine, a respiratory system. It also has a nucleus. The nucleus is where the genes and the DNA is kept. Exhaling slowly. In the 1950s, when DNA or genes were discovered, they realized that held all the information, and they thought, well, if that held all the information, that is the brain, that's what decides how the cell works. That was their theory, and it became fact without testing into it. Bringing our hands down to the mat, back to table spot, wiggling around a little bit. Consciously bringing the left foot up between the hands, maybe stepping back with the right, coming up onto blocks or up onto hands as we slowly sink back down. So Dr. Bruce Lipton, working with cells for 40 years, discovered that the way the cells behave is by what environment they're in. When a cell perceives something, it decides how to react to it. So there's receptors on the surface of the membrane, just as similar as us. All our perceptors, our eyes, mouth, ears, are all on the outside. And as we take in, we decide how to react to it. Inhaling slowly, exhaling deeper, sinking down, stretching out that psoas muscle. Placing our hands on the mat, tucking the back toes, coming up to a downward dog, paddling out the feet. This time, stepping the right leg on the outside of the right hand, coming to a lizard pose, bringing the knee down, using blocks. You can put them on any level you like, bringing your arms down, however you'd like, coming up to the back toes. We're going to sit in this pose, and as you exhale and relax, see how deep you can get into it without pushing yourself. Using, again, the breath as a gauge to tell whether you're putting too much effort. If you can breathe with ease, you're doing the pose with ease. If you're having difficulty breathing, ease off the pose a little bit. So the cells have a nucleus, and that nucleus can be taken out of the cell and it will live for months. Yes, it has all the blueprints, so when one of the systems in the cell breaks down, it goes to the nucleus to create a part, to replace any broken ones. So that's the purpose of the nucleus. It also has an engineering gene. It understands all the chemicals that keep coming to the cell skin and how it reacts. And this engineering gene looks at the environment and changes the genes to help evolve to make the environment easier to live in. So tucking the hands back down, tucking the back toes, coming to a downward dog, paddling out the feet. This time moving the left hand consciously to the outside of the left hand, coming down, using blocks again if you want, up on one knee, but we want to try to get into this stretch with both hands on the inside to get deeper into the groin, relaxing the groin, relaxing the glutes. If you want, you can come up on your toes again and moving back and forth, wiggling to help stretch that muscle. So the way the cell acts is through perception. Whatever it perceives, if it perceives something good, it moves towards it. If it perceives something toxic, it moves away from it. So perception is the same with us. You see some people who have a healthy perception on life, going through life happier, some not as happy. Because where do we get our perception from? I believe our perception comes from our subconsciousness, our habits and our behaviors that teach us how to react, that have become our norm of how to react and how to perceive. So if we can question our subconsciousness, we can change our perspective to a healthier one. Removing the blocks, bringing the hands back down, tucking the back toes, coming up, doing a downward dog. Paddling out the feet. Tucking the head down, opening the chest. Lifting the right leg up and opening up the hips, bringing the heel towards the glutes. Maybe rotating, doing circles, loosening up that hip. Make sure you go both directions. Pushing down into the floor with the hands, making sure you have equal pressure in each hand. Bringing that foot back to the ground. Raising the left foot up, bending the knee, bringing it into the glute, rotating around, whichever direction if you like. And bringing it back down. Coming back to a table. We do a little lumbar stretch again, what I like to do. Crossing the feet, grabbing the shins or putting a belt or a strap underneath to help arch that low back. Exhaling to relax, allowing the low belly to sit on the thighs, allowing the low belly to hang down, allowing the upper belly to hang down. Relaxing the chest, relaxing the jaw, exhaling, wiggling side to side. Relaxing that low back. Coming forward and switching whichever ankle's on top and repeating that exercise. So if you're over 10 years of age, there's not a single cell in your body that was there when you were born. We're always making new cells, 50 trillion in our body, all reacting to the environment. We are fortunate enough, if we consciously do it, to be able to react to the environment the way we would like, or we could react subconsciously to the environment, unaware. Inhaling slowly and exhaling slowly. Coming to a tabletop, to a seated position. Feet on the floor, bringing ourselves to the center of the mat. Laying down, lifting up the shoulders, getting the shoulder blades flat on the ground, opening up the palms, placing the right ankle on the left knee, reaching through, grabbing the hamstring, the shin, the calf, whatever you'd like. Exhaling to relax, releasing the glutes, relaxing the groin and the jaw, relaxing the chest. Exhaling slowly. And when you exhale, maybe you can bring the foot in a little closer or lift the chest up off the floor towards the foot, whichever you prefer. Feeling the stretch in the hip. Like I said, this is good exercise to do before bed or when you wake up to help loosen up the hips. Or both, even better. Taking the time to breathe, exhaling. There are options of breathing. There's counting, and then there's just strictly focusing on the breath. I prefer to just strictly focus on the breath because in order to involve counting, the mind has to be used. So we're giving the mind a little opening to use. But if we concentrate strictly on focusing, consciously breathing, we won't be using the mind and not giving it less excuse to jump in. Bringing the foot back to the floor, switching, putting the left ankle on the right knee, reaching through, repeating whatever you did on the other side, recognizing any difference, getting to know your body, getting to know which side's more flexible, getting to focus on that tension and help release it. Allow it to dissolve, focusing on the breath, relaxing the low belly. On an exhale, maybe you can bring your chest up or bring the foot forward, whichever you prefer, or just stay in this pose. Inhaling, exhaling, you're following up a mirror. Not inhaling until you can relax the throat before you take a breath. Relaxing the throat so it opens up to create a vacuum to draw air in. And holding it while the lungs pressurize. And then exhaling slowly, bringing the navel into the spine. Allowing ourselves to sit in the pose at ease. Allowing the ease of the muscles to stretch. We're not fighting them. Whatever we resist, we persist. Then bring our feet to the floor, windshield wiper. So let's start by bringing the knees together and allowing them to fall to the right. Perhaps you can put your right arm on the knees to help grab them to the ground. Putting your left arm out, keeping the shoulder blades on the mat. Exhaling, relaxing the low belly, allowing yourself to twist, relax the low back. Relaxing the groin, relaxing the face muscles, the chest, relaxing the hands. Inhaling slowly. Maybe you want to bring your feet up and get a deeper stretch. Maybe you want to keep your feet together, whichever. Just explore, see what you like, what you don't like. But taking the time to sit in the stretch and release. Inhaling slowly. Exhaling slowly. Bringing the knees to center and switching over to the left. Allowing them to fall over, keeping the shoulders on the ground, looking over to the right, relaxing, allowing the side hip to relax through the breath, releasing. And again, maybe you want to bring your feet up, maybe you want to keep them together, your choice, explore. Inhaling slowly, relaxing the low back, relaxing the glutes, relaxing the muscles between the sit bones, allowing your body to sink to the mat. Let's continue to allow the body to sink to the mat by bringing the feet up, reaching through the legs, and doing a happy baby. Grabbing the soles of the feet, trying to keep them parallel to the ceiling, and bringing the knees towards the armpits. Swinging them one up and down, or straightening one leg, straightening the other, doing the splits, whatever you prefer, playing around, maybe just sitting there. As I mentioned, I also like to call this one the happy paw, one of my favorite moves. It's a nice groin opener, relaxing. It does make a lot of snapping noises in my legs though, but good stretch, one of my favorites. Relaxing behind the knees to allow the legs to straighten. Exhaling nice and slowly, inhaling slowly. Allowing the groin to relax, allowing the low back to sink to the floor. Then on your own time, bringing the legs out, tucking the shoulder blades under, reaching the palms up, and closing your eyes, inhaling nice and slowly, observing the body. There's different ways to observe. The best way to observe is to observe without evaluation, observe without judgment. When we observe with judgment, we're using the mind. We just want to observe with consciousness, observing the body, observing how the mind is reacting to this yoga class we've just finished. Sit in it, and if you want, go into the mind, find a happy memory, put a smile on your face to tell the brain to give some happy chemicals, create a happy memory, and know you can choose to. Breathing in with gratitude brings gratitude into the present. Inhaling and holding the breath a little bit, allowing the lungs to expand, and maybe inhaling a little bit more before exhaling a second time. Closing the eyes, allowing ourselves to sit there, allowing ourselves to sink into the floor, relaxing the glutes, relaxing behind the knees, relaxing the ankles, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the forearms and hands, relaxing the throat, doing a little cat and cow maneuver with the throat, the back of the neck, letting it come down, relaxing the jaw, wiggling it side to side, inhaling slowly, focus on relaxing the sinuses, feel the air come into the nostrils, nice and slowly. And exhaling slowly. Just being at ease, knowing everything's good, you're safe. Trusting the universe that you're where you're supposed to be. It's going to take you where you need to go, show you what you need to learn, if you can pay attention for growth. Inhaling slowly, exhaling slowly, fogging up a mirror. Start to wiggle your toes and feet, bringing your knees into your chest, rocking side to side, massaging the low back, then slowly rocking on the spine if you choose, up to a seated position, grabbing a block if you like. And again, the purpose of the block is to help bring the knees down, to help straighten the spine so we're not arching our lumbar. We're sitting balanced, at ease, allowing the shoulders to relax, allowing the shoulders to come back and down, allowing to feel the stretch, allowing the sternum to be relaxed, allowing the upper belly to relax, sitting over top of the low belly and over top of the groin. Everything is nice and straight. The neck is back, the head is back, the chin is in. Inhaling slowly and exhaling with a sigh out through the mouth. One more. Inhaling slowly and exhaling out the mouth. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.